Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, The Young Trippers. Yes, I changed the name from Ashley and Marcus to The Young Trippers. It's just so much catchier in my opinion. And granted that me and Ashley are both really young and we're traveling the country is perfect. That's why I picked that name. Today in this video, I am going to give you tips and tricks that we learned about and during our cross-country trip. Ashley is right here back behind me painting a picture. You can't see her, but she's just painting, and I have these ideas and tips on my phone. A lot of them are apps, which I have an iPhone, so they are definitely on an iPhone. I'm not sure about Android, and you can download them from the App Store. So app number 1 is the Gas Buddy app. Gas Buddy shows you the cheapest gas in your area. We use that so many times. And then the second app is Get Upside, the Get Upside app. That app, you go to the gas station, you click claim, and then you pay with the card that you have on file, and it will credit back to the account or your app how much money they are giving you. For example, I'm sorry that was a bad example, but for example, it say the gas says it's $2.59. The app has the gas for $2.50. So it will give you 9 cents per gallon back to the app after it realizes that you used the card that is associated with your account, and in 1 or 2 days you will have that extra money that you used. And we saved like $50 or $60 on gas by using these two apps during our whole trip. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a decent amount of money for gas. So third app is called Free Roam, and that app helps you find campsites, BLM land, and free places to stay that has cell coverage, or that you can get to by car, or you can get to by 4-wheel drive. Definitely recommend that app as well because of the free options that it gives. Like I showed you guys in part 3 of the cross-country trip. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and click the bar right here. It'll take you to that. And BLM land was probably, I think, the best spot to stay because of it was free. No one was out there to bother us, but you got to stay at your own risk. Tip number 4, stay at rest areas. Rest areas have security. They have vending machines, and they are generally pretty safe, and you don't have to get off your route. So you're just driving down the road, you get tired, you pull off to the next rest area, and nobody bothers you. You put up your curtains that you have, if any, and you hit the sack, you get up and go right back on the road the next morning. You don't even have to get off your area. In Texas, though, they do have these places called safety rest stops. We do recommend staying at a safety rest stop if you can find one, because it has the word safety in it. They have armed security there, and they have amazing amenities. They have showers, they have bathrooms that are constantly clean 24 hours a day, and there's nothing to worry about at the safety rest stops. Tip number 4, tip number 5, if you are going to national parks, if you plan on going to national parks, you can get an annual pass. It's good for, I believe, 3 people, and it's $80. $80 will get you into any national park, and it is so worth it. And say that you already paid $20 at the first national park, you show them that receipt, and they will deduct that price from the annual park pass. So instead of paying $80, you're only going to pay $60 because you already paid $20 for the first park. Definitely recommend doing that. Saves money. You don't have to pay that $30 each time you get into a park if you have that annual park pass. Now, some things to bring with you on your trip. So number 6 is an air compressor and a toolkit. So if you watched the part 1, you saw that Ashley and I got a flat tire on our first night. Completely flat, nail in it, razor blade, and it was terrible. We thought we were gonna have to buy a brand new tire, but luckily we had the air compressor and the tire was pluggable for only 20 bucks. So bring a portable air compressor with you, plugs into your cigarette lighter, and you can fill up your tire if your pressure gets too low. Also a toolkit to disconnect your battery, to fix something small on the car, to do anything. Before you go on your trip, you obviously want to make sure that you have air in your tires, you have a spare tire, you have air in the spare tire, check your brakes, get an oil change. All these different types of things for car maintenance, especially if you're going on a 5,000-10,000 mile trip. Make sure you have jumper cables or a little box, a portable box, a jumper box. It's very small. You can also plug your USB into it. You can charge your phone. It has a flashlight on it. So recommend bringing that. And your car should have a jack with it. If it doesn't, buy a jack before you go, and that way you can change your tire on the side of the road. Speaking of changing a tire, look up how to change your tire if you don't know how to change your tire before you go, so you don't have to pay someone to do it and wait for a tow truck that costs a lot of money. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're not trying to spend a lot of money. We're trying to be cheap and frugal and do everything ourselves if we can. I think this is number 7 or 8. Bring a first aid kit. Ashley and I were hiking. I cut my leg, she cut her hand, and if we wouldn't have had this first aid kit, I mean, it would have just been exposed the whole time for infection, getting worse, just nasty stuff. So bring a first aid kit, just a small one that you can throw in your bag, in your bag or in your car while you're hiking or driving, just in case something happens. Whenever you pack your first aid kit or buy a first aid kit, put pain reliever in there. If you're going on a long trip, for females, put menstrual relief in there. Also, if you're older, even if you're younger, put aspirin in there. If you're having chest pain and you're in the middle of nowhere, aspirin just may be that one thing to save your life until you're able to get to medical help. So take 4 baby aspirin if you're having some chest pain and get to a hospital. Pain reliever, nausea medication, and Benadryl, guys. You don't know how allergic you are or what you are allergic to in these different states. Take 50 milligrams of Benadryl. It will make you tired, but it will help if you are having an allergic reaction to anything. If you're going into anaphylactic shock, you better pray, but Benadryl will help. We recommend, tip number 8 to bring, another thing to bring is solar powered lights. There is never a time, whenever it's raining or storming, nighttime, whenever the sun is not shining, put these lights on top of your car while you're sitting at a rest stop, while you're hiking, so they can charge up. That way at nighttime you have these lights able to use, and you can use them all night, all day. We have a light called the LuminAid Light. It's an awesome light. It has 3 different LED brightnesses, and it also has red light, and it's solar powered. They're pretty cheap, and it was a lifesaver. You can also charge your phone off of it, so it's a win-win situation. Tip number 10, bring a car inverter. plug it into your cigarette lighter. Then you can plug your computer into it or charge your phone off of it. We use this inverter all the time with our projector. So that inverter can charge anything. It can be a small inverter depending on what you're trying to convert or what you're trying to charge, but it charged our computer totally fine, charged all of our cameras, charged everything totally fine. Speaking of projector though, we recommend you getting a projector for entertainment. We bought this little mirror projector for $120 from Target, and it has a 2-hour and 50-minute battery life, has a really good speaker, and it projects up to 50 inches, and it's bright. It's great. It's an amazing projector, I think, in my opinion. For $120, we couldn't beat it. We also play it in the car. We project it up onto the roof inside the car, and that's how we fall asleep at rest stops and stuff. So definitely recommend getting that projector for entertainment purposes. Another thing for entertainment, if you're going on a long trip, get card games that you can play. You don't want these little small pieces roaming around the car. Card games like Uno or Apples to Apples is always good. And also just interactive games with each other. Just talking games, I Spy, or name this or name that. We did that a lot on our 10,000 mile trip. Another way to save money, if you don't have one already, we recommend you getting tip number 11, I think. Bring a propane stove with you, so you can make your own food. You head to the Walmart, you grab some chicken, and you grab some macaroni, and you throw it on this propane stove with a pan. Obviously you got to bring pans, and it will save you so much money. Right there you have a full course meal. Maybe not full course, but you have a good guaranteed hot meal that you prepared, and you have leftovers, and it's good food, and it's cheap. You can buy a pack of chicken for $5, some macaroni for $2, and some broccoli, and you're all set. So get that propane stove, post up in a Walmart parking lot, in a Target parking lot, in a McDonald's parking lot. Bring your cooler, pop your cooler on the ground, pop your propane stove on the ground, and make you some freaking dang good food, man. We did that in a Walmart parking lot, and there was a McDonald's right next to us, and Ashley was like, why don't we just get McDonald's? Like, no way, Jose. We need to make our own food. It was so good. And she was like, you're right. We shouldn't, get fast food whenever you can make a good ass meal right here. Okay, tip number 12. If you're going during the cold months like we did, never once did we leave our car on. But if you decide to leave your car on, you need to get a carbon monoxide detector, a portable one just with batteries, and it will save your life, literally. You can't smell carbon monoxide, so put it inside your car, and if you leave your car on, make sure your carbon monoxide detector is working, and you won't have to worry about anything if you're using it for heat. So if you're using your car for heat and leaving it on, definitely get a carbon monoxide detector. If you don't plan on leaving your car on, then you don't need it, but it's always a good idea to have it on hand just in case you're like, oh man, it's too cold out here, we can't do that. We almost had to do that one time during our trip, but thank God we didn't. That was tip 12, I believe. Tip number 13. They sell these 6-gallon water jugs at Walmart, and we filled those up every rest stop we stopped at, every park we stopped at, and we never had to stop for water. We would get the water out of this jug and fill up our water bottles, and didn't have to pay or go through a drive-through every time to get water. It may not be ice cold, but it was still good water. And that's sustainable. You're not buying a plastic bottle the whole time. That's terrible for the planet. Ashley and I are all about picking up trash, saving the planet when we can, and we don't drink bottled water. We have reusable cups. Please get reusable cups. Plastic is the killer of the earth. I promise you that. To shower, if you guys need to shower because you're on a long trip, get a Planet Fitness membership. A lot of people don't know about that. You can get a Planet Fitness membership for like $15. You can go in and take a shower at any time. There's Planet Fitnesses everywhere, and they don't know what you're doing. You go in there, you take a shower, you walk out. It's $15. At a gas station, it's $13 per person. You can't beat getting a shower for $15 whenever you feel disgusting all over. You can shower every night. And if you can't shower at Planet Fitness, go to a park. You go to a national park with that annual pass, go take a shower. Or you go to a state park, go take a shower. Freaking, we went to so many Planet Fitnesses to take showers. It was great. One of the last things is a cargo topper. A lot of people can't get these, but we found our cargo topper that went on top of our van for $70 on Facebook Marketplace, and it was a lifesaver. We had all our bags up there. We had our lawn chairs. We had our tent. We had everything up there on top of the car, not taking up space inside of our mini van. Like, we did not have much space inside the van. If we wouldn't have had that topper, this trip wouldn't have been doable. So get that topper, find one on Facebook Marketplace, get those crossbars and bolt it on there and go on this gosh darn trip that you've been waiting on. Freaking stop procrastinating and just get out there, guys. Last and final tip, I think that last tip was tip number 14, maybe. Last and final tip number 15, do not plan. Ashley and I did not plan a single thing. We left the house. We didn't know where we were stopping the first night. We left from that first night and just took off to New Orleans. We didn't know where we were going after that. Don't plan your road. I mean, you can have an idea to let family members know, hey, we'll be on this road, but don't plan where you're going to stop. Don't plan what you're going to do that day. Just go for it. If you have 3 weeks, a month, even if you have a week, just drive until you can't drive no more and have the best with it. Definitely recommend slowing down a little bit just so you realize where or how far you have gone. We got to Mississippi in so fast. I was like, holy cow, this trip is going too fast already. We need to slow down and we need to enjoy the sights. And you also don't know when there's going to be traffic or car accidents or anything. Last and final thing, I promise this time, stay safe out there. Have that emergency road kit, have flashlights, have everything. Stay safe. Make sure everything is working on your car before you go. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Also, leave a comment where you guys plan on going to next, or where you want us to see, or where you want to see us go next. We traveled the whole West Coast. Now we got to do something else. And that video of me scaring Ashley is coming out very soon, so stay tuned for that. Again, make sure you like, smash that subscribe button, and leave a comment. The Young Trippers out.